Salute to all the real ones out there. It's your boy Mike coming at you again with another video. You guys like the content I've been dropping? I need you to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos with other people that you feel may benefit from them. And last but not least is if you really get some value out of watching my content, then definitely click the little bell that's in the corner because that will allow you to see any new uploads that I put on YouTube. I know oftentimes people are texting me and hitting me up saying, "Hey man, when you gonna drop some new videos?" I'm like, "Dog, I drop a video like every day." You know what I mean? You might not be aware, but like I have like 50 plus videos, going on 60 videos. So don't be mistaken. I ain't just drop one video and then just leave it there expecting everybody to come flock to it. I got content that's coming up pretty much on a daily basis. So keep that in mind. Now, today's topic, I'm gonna talk about how discipline equals respect and power. I think it pretty much speaks for itself, but like think about it. Anybody who has discipline and actually enacts their will in order to gain some type of traction in whatever direction they want, you usually will have more respect for them. Like take your friend, for example, that says he's not going to, let's say, drink alcohol. It might be 2 weeks later that you totally forget that he made that pledge to himself, and you'll be like, yo, come on out, man, we about to go party, let's go have some drinks. And then he'll tell you, hey, nah, I'll be the DD, designated driver, but I'm not gonna drink. Then he actually comes as your guy's designated driver and seriously doesn't drink. You might forget again 6 months in, a whole year in, and he still hasn't broke his pledge to himself. You have no choice but to respect this man, you know, because you see that he had the discipline to stop doing something that most people would have maybe in a week or two forgot totally about and indulged in drinking. Or any other example you want to name, you know, take some of the greatest basketball players, some of the greatest athletes, some of the greatest politicians. Usually that their life was guided by some type of discipline, where it be that they have like a schedule that they're following on a consistent basis where literally no time is wasted throughout their day. They always have some type of strategy on how they're going to accomplish certain things, you know. You ask them, "Hey man, let's go out to eat or whatever." Then they're telling you, "Oh, I'm sorry man, like it's 2:30, you know, I need to go do my necessary reading." Or, "Oh, hey man, I'll call you back in 20 minutes. My alarm's going off. I got to start journaling." I know it may seem for some people robotic to be like that, but I don't know. I just figure actions trump words, and people who are structured with their time and show discipline usually get the best results out of life. So let's go ahead and start with some definitions, all right? So discipline, it could be looked at as a number of different things, so I'm going to break it down by letter, you know, A, B, C, and D, right? So A, control gained by enforcing obedience or order. B, orderly or prescribed conduct or pattern of behavior. C, self-control. D, training that corrects, molds, or perfects the mental faculties or moral character. E, a field of study. Or F, a rule or system of rules governing conduct and or activity. Now, that was the noun version, and mind you, these definitions can all be found in Merriam's dictionary online, or Merriam-Webster. Now, the verb version of discipline is a little bit, you know, different. So you have first, to punish or penalize for disobedience. Secondly, you have to train or develop by instruction and exercise. And lastly, you have to impose order upon. So those are all the definitions of discipline, right? Then I said discipline equals respect and power. So what is respect? Respect can be looked at as high or special regard, the act of giving particular attention or consideration to someone or something. So you guys have heard that I'm going to go pay my respects. What is that? You know what I mean? You're basically going to show your high or special regard for whatever it is. You know, I respect you. That means I hold you in somewhat high regard. Why the hell would I respect you if I didn't, let's say, put you in a high regard? Then you have power. So power is the ability to act or produce an effect. It can also be looked at as possession of control, authority, or influence over others. And last but not least, bringing it down to the like normal aspect of power, it will be physical or mental might. Now, discipline, in my opinion, just results in the other two. You know, let's say a very classic example is lifting weights. You have the discipline to every single, so often lift weights. Let's say on a weekly basis, you have made it your standard. Your promise to yourself is to go 3 to 4 times a week, faithfully, without fail. Not only will you actually gain physical power, which was the last definition of, let's say, power, is to have this might, this ability to push more weight and become stronger, but also with respect, you will gain it automatically. For any of you guys who can do an objective analysis of how it was before you started lifting weights and then how it was after you lifted weights. I'm not saying that it's the end all be all. Now you're like some magical dude who, when you walk into the room, people just, wow, like, who are you? And just flock to you. You know what I mean? It's not like females look at you from across the room like, oh my God, he lifts weights. I'm going to go talk to him right now. Like, dude, it's not like that. I'm talking more about the fact that people just respond to you different. You know? Your confidence will go up. Your clothes will fit better. You just feel better as a human, and you're more healthy. So, like, that discipline will get you respect and power automatically. You guys see the chain that I'm trying to draw, and it's all starting with discipline. All right, so let's go into what the Army and Navy Academy had to say about discipline and why it's so imperative for young men to have it. So they argue to say that discipline makes young men happier, and the article you can find the description in the description box below. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave the link down there. So, discipline makes young men happier. Why? The reason is being that it allows you to accomplish more. Now, that's easy. I gotta give a caveat off of that because what I learned is like by being in the military. Dude, you accomplish way more when you're disciplined. You have a strict schedule. You know exactly what you're trying to accomplish for the day, and there's no pussyfooting around. It's not all based on emotion. If you go off of what we did in the Army, we did stuff that would kind of be looked at as clinically insane. We would wake up at maybe 4 in the morning at the butt crack of dawn. Here it is, all cold. Don't nobody want to roll out of their comfortable bed, at no 4 in the morning and go outside and start doing some physical training. But we actually did it on a consistent basis. So that discipline allowed us to get so much done when the average person is still just laying in bed comfortable. Discipline also makes you resist temptation, which is honestly a great thing. I got a homeboy that made a little podcast about delayed gratification. I'll leave his information in my description box below. But everything he talked about kind of goes right along with discipline. And by you being able to resist temptation, you can focus on the major things and you're not always being pulled down by your lower animal nature. You also exhibit more self-control, which is positive in every single way, shape, and form. And then you have an increase in life satisfaction. It makes sense. Like, when I look back at my life when I was in the Army and some of the stuff that I was accomplishing and like my routine, it made me really appreciate the time that I had off. That ice cold beer on a Friday night, chilling and watching the game, felt so much more enjoyable than if I was just a civilian who honestly was just going through life doing normal things on a daily. What is there really to celebrate or feel great about? What did you really do throughout your week that's different from any other week? Discipline makes young men healthier. All right, why? Because you maintain regular habits like personal hygiene. Every day you got a shit shower and shave before you even go outside. So it makes sense. That's why I even like now, like having a nice clean shaven face. Seriously, I'm living in a time where everybody wants to grow these long ass beards. So honestly, I feel so much cleaner and disciplined to know that before I ever leave the house, I'm making sure that I shave my face, which if you guys look on Google, a clean shaven face is literally like synonymous with good hygiene. You don't have all this hair and all these bumps and all this stuff getting trapped on your face. How? It's clean. Your sleep schedule, of course. Every single day we will be in bed at like 2200, but then we'll wake up anywhere from 4 to about 0530. So you're getting your steady 7.5, sometimes 8 hours of sleep, depending on easily 6 hours of sleep. You're getting mandatory, but you see what I mean? Your body is getting used to being in bed at this time, up at this time. After a while, you don't even need an alarm clock. Like, it's so used to that, you're in there. Healthy diet, that's definitely something I could say is really good with discipline, because you start cutting out all the excess. Water intake. If I use the Army example, or even now, that's a practice that I got into. Me and my wife, man, we be drinking so much water. It's almost awkward as hell. Like, if we don't have water that day, both of us are looking at it. Like, we'll go to the gas station and get at least a bottle of water. Like, it's very important for you to drink water on the regular, yo. You're like 70% water, your whole body constitution. So why would you rob yourself of something that your body literally is made up of? Fitness and exercise. This kind of goes back to my example, but yeah, do discipline, you will have a good body and a regular habit of hitting the gym or going for a run or just staying physically active. Discipline provides structure. Yeah, this is another one because it builds a foundation for your behavior and conduct. The human body takes about 28 days in order to develop a new habit on a daily basis, right? Now, through discipline, if you're every single day waking up at a certain time, eating certain foods, doing sport, after the first month, your body is almost used to it and looking forward to doing it. Punctuality, yup. If you're a disciplined person, you'll be on time because you know how to manage your time, and you will honestly carry yourself in a different way. Going along with the conduct part, you will know that it's professional and makes you look good to show up on time. Then you'll also have a higher respect for authority, naturally, because you're being authoritative to your own damn self. You're holding yourself to a standard. You're kicking your own ass on a regular. So it makes only sense that when you now come across an authority figure, it makes it easier for you to kind of like see them parallel from you. Oh, and discipline also makes young men smarter. Why? Well, you have a thoughtful approach to life due to good habits. You also can apply the things that you're using to physically gain from discipline and mentally gain from it. You can use that in your pursuits of higher education. It will translate over very well. Like, for example, when I was in the university, dude, it was so easy for me to show up to class on time, be there with something to write with, paper, and all the stuff that I needed for my class studies. Having respect for the teachers and things like that. So how I responded to them with the yes ma'am, no ma'am, Mrs. whoever, Mr. whoever, sitting upright, carrying myself with a code of conduct, like I mentioned earlier. All that stuff translated over very well. This military life over into civilian world, particularly in this example as a student. Yeah, and also you have a healthy mind and body. So that's what the Army and Navy Academy has to say specifically about how beneficial discipline is to young men. Now, some other things that I'm just going to breeze through as we wrap up this video, all right? If you have discipline, then your priorities are lined up. Why? Because you make better decisions, you have better focus, and an improved life perspective. With discipline, you also command your own self. You don't need a third party to tell you what to do. You know that it's inherently important to make up your bed and take care of your surroundings and keep yourself to a higher standard. Discipline will cement that for you in your life. You'll be driven by your goals and values and not all the time by your moods. Also, it makes you able to ditch bad habits, and you're less prone to addiction through the fact that you have good habits that occupy most of your time. You also will live life with less guilt. Why? Because every single day you're doing something to basically become a better version of yourself. So what do you have to feel guilty about? If anything, it will increase your confidence and make you feel empowered. You have a rise in personal standards. So there's no need for instant gratification, which I mentioned earlier. you will feel more fulfilled in your life. You overcome mediocrity. Discipline also boosts your self reliance because you start to see physical results and mental results of you being able to, let's say, hold yourself to a higher standard. It will improve your relationships by default. This is by default, like that. I don't even have to go into detail about that. You know that when you're disciplined and living your best life, that everything around it will also start to feel in tandem with that. You treat yourself better because you know that you can keep your own word, and that also makes you trustworthy to others. You save time and you kill procrastination. And last but not least, discipline increases the amount of time and space you have to relax. So when you actually do take a moment to just drop everything and let your hair down, you will enjoy that time 10 times better knowing that you actually put some work in with discipline. So I feel like that wraps up this video up. Discipline is something that all of us need to have more of. You can never really lose by implementing practices such as meditating or eating healthier, working out. Like, there's really no downside to it. So through discipline, you should start implementing these things. So with that being said, I appreciate you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all in the next video coming up shortly.